WebSockets. Here's a demo. If let's say we have 2 users, okay, visiting our page, I'm going to log in as incognito. You can do Command Shift N. You guys there? Okay. And let's see if I log in as the first person. I don't think this is a person. Okay, so that's the first person. That's A. I create a room here. A versus B chat. Okay. That's the name of the chat. And I say, hello. I am just here alone by myself. And then here I am. I think this is not the latest code, but I sign up as B. Oh, this is even better. Right? So I just sign up, and now I join in A versus B here, and B will want to say something. And what you have learned so far may not be enough for you to provide this real-time experience. Now, first, let's see the non-real-time. Hey man, do you guys see that on this B computer, right? This updates, but on this A computer, it doesn't. For a long time on the internet, this is okay. How do you fix it? Just tell JavaScript to reload in the background with Ajax. So you can load a JSON file every second, not a problem. And if you load it like this up here, you'll see that it checks the server every second. That's fine. But nowadays we're living in the new web, and WebSockets is now built-in support. In the early days, only Flash supported it. Java applet, stuff that can open a different type of connection. But now the browser supports it, so it's great. We'll understand the techniques later, but here's the example first. So I need to switch to the code that I have. Let me quickly switch to it. Lecture 8 ending code. Let's try refreshing this. Okay, refresh. And I'm checking. I am connecting. This is the WebSocket stuff that you will learn soon. So can you see this, right? And did I reload this over here? Okay. And then this guy will be able to see that right away. Okay? And if you delete a message, it goes there right away. So that's one application of WebSockets. Let's look at another case. I'm going to the human app, the Facebook clone. It's called the human book thing. So here is the number of messages that I have received, but I haven't seen. When I click on this, I'm going to read them, so they get marked as seen. Okay, so my messages have been seen. Is that okay? Does that make sense? So I added one column called seen at. You can call it read at or read at. Seen at, and then I put a time value there. You can use a Boolean value, seen or not, like true or false. So you see that after I click on it, I have, I've seen my messages, so I have no new messages. All right, so who am I? I log in as Harley, no problem. So I'm going to go into this right now, and I'm going to create a new account. So I create a new account, and I'm going to send a message to Harley. And in your app, you may only allow sending to a friend, right? So I'm going to go in here, right? You see that it's still nothing. So I'm going to send a message to Harley. And then it sent a message. Well, unfortunately, that's not good.
Maybe someone else is using human.
Someone's saying there's a ghost. Well, it's a little because I actually have different kind of code in here. Let me try one more time. There's a little bug with the cache, I think. So I actually explore different ways to do it. So I may actually have the code in 2 places to update. But that's the idea, is that you send someone a message here, and then it will increase. Okay, so ignore that bug, because when we work on it together, hopefully we won't get that bug again. Okay, so just for some reason, that is a little odd, huh? I'll do it one more time here. Not just from here. I want to show you guys that you can also do it from something like the terminal. So go into the terminal, and if you like to, create a new message, and you can notify the user. So this is the second. Okay, that's the second use case. Let me show you the third use case. There are a lot of use cases, but here's one that you can just look at from this final check-in. Imagine you need to send an announcement to users when they're using the app. Okay? So right now, I create something that I can just say, hey, broadcast a new announcement. This is my flash, the content of the announcement. And the user get that right away.
Is that the technology that the intercom uses? WebSockets?
Sure, yeah. With WebSocket, you can send real-time updates this way. There's a different technology with push notification as well. What WebSocket can do is simulate the push notification. The second example I just showed you, that was more like a push notification, right? It's like a little dot that can update there. It's a web notification. You have to have the page loaded. Push notification technology is actually, you can even do it when the page is not even there, right? When the app is not even open, like the page is not loaded. If you accept a site to send you push notification on the browser, you actually get those pushes. That's why you see the Facebook notification if you let them.
Question about the notifications that you just did. You had 13 notifications.
Yeah.
When you clicked on it and
Yeah.
it brought you to the page,
Yeah.
did it mark it as seen just because you clicked on it?
I manually mark it. In the
Okay.
code, I just mark, hey, loading these things for me to see. Okay, I mark them as seen.
Because there's
Okay.
a feature on Facebook where it's like, let's say you add a friend and then it immediately puts in your messages, oh, send a message to this person or whatever. But you can actually click on that notification, but until you actually click their name,
Absolutely.
it doesn't disappear.
Great point. No, thanks for asking that. Of course, how you mark it as seen is up to you. So the right way to do it is to use JavaScript. So when the user scroll down to that message, this is Slack, and so it's very similar to your infinite scrolling. When the user scroll there, the pound, it's on the screen. Then you send an AJAX request back to the server and say, hey man, mark it as seen. Okay.
This is the gear.
Huh?
Click when you click on the just like type in it's like a seat.
Click on what?
Kind of input or the type message.
Yeah, no, it's up to you. So you are a UI UX designer, some people want, like Ian say, oh, if you start typing, maybe mark as seen. Typing is another example of doing WebSocket. When you start typing, when the event is that user gets a key down, then you send a message saying, hey, the first time you run a key down, all right, I'm going to send it. And you can use debounce that Charles probably mentioned. Scroll with a lot of events. Debounce preventing you from sending too many events to the server. Just like, okay, you have a lot of key downs, but I'm going to just send it the first time you hit that. And after I finish sending, maybe next time I can send it again. But I don't allow you to press 10 keys down and then send 10 events.
Pauses and waits.
Right. But here's another example. I show you from the console. I want to be able to do it from the console for any of the above examples. So it's always clear for you guys to test. I don't want you guys to have something not working and you start tracing when's the last 10 things I did, you know, add some code in the controller, some code in the model, and some code in the routes, and update the database, or go to the browser, it doesn't work, and you just sit there. Yeah, actually, I don't know. I don't know where the code was, that's not working. In our lab, we try to break it down and say, hey, the last time you changed was this line, and it doesn't work, it means it's only this one line for you to change, and stare at it and, you know, talk about it. So this is an example. Imagine this. Someone go to the Rails admin, right? Then you use the Trestle admin app or something. You tell your staff, right? Go and submit a new announcement. It's an admin interface. When your staff just go submit, hey guys, coupon 20% off on everything on our website today. Hit submit. That's when you call this function, right? This line of code. Then that will submit the whole message to the user. They're using it. Do we get the idea? Another use case that I don't have time to show here, but you know, if you want to do it, do ask me. Is to track who is in the chat room right now. Who's present? Who's not present? When the browser, when the user exits from the browser, the server knows. It will just interrupt the WebSocket connection. So it knows. If the user loses the internet, the server doesn't know immediately. It's just like, oh, okay. It will know very soon. So usually WebSocket is quite reliable to track users' presence. It's not 100% reliable, but that's cool. When you scale to a lot of users, like you have to store a list of clients in different databases, right? And that can get pretty tricky. And that's sometimes you see this person is supposed to be online, you message that person is not replying. So the wrong idea of online, offline. Nowadays it's even harder because everyone's using the phone. And are you really online or offline? You open the app and it says you're online. Okay, but these are the use cases. So I want you to keep this in mind. So you can start asking questions, and you can say, okay, I don't understand this now, but 2 months later in my project, someone pays me to build this chat feature. It has to be real time. Okay, I can do it. I think I can do it, right? I'll come back to go to school and sit down and say, hey, I built like this, but there's some bugs. Can you help me fix it? Okay, so any question before we dive into into how it works? Just this general.
Is this like an older technology? Is this new? Is it still widely used, or is it like
Yeah.
there newer stuff that's?
It is a widely used technology, and Rails now make it really easy to build it into your app. Okay, some people, it's really good for general cases. Where if you really want to build a complicated app, you may not like the way Rails does it. So I have a lot of apps that I like the way Rails does it, but in some cases, I want to use something else. If you don't like to use Rails action cable, because you have to learn all these technology terminologies. What is action cable? What's an action cable channel? What's an action cable connection? What is a subscription? What's a consumer? Okay, a lot. You could use a third-party service, and you go and follow the instruction. Go to pusher.com. They give you line-by-line instruction. When you load a page, tell Pusher, hey, subscribe to this chat room ABC. And then all these page, subscribe to that, and Pusher will tell your app, hey, update this. And Pusher gives you more statistics. So that was that's of course then you have to pay money. And that's convenient sometimes, because if it's still within the free usage, that's an extra thing that works. The inconvenient part is that you need an internet connection to make it work. Right now, the stuff I'm showing you is on localhost and is on Rails, so everything is built in. That's nice. WebSockets, it was in, people come up with this a long time ago, but it's only until HTML5 was out a few years ago. So still, people still brag about HTML5, CSS3, right? Yeah, like we still taking advantage. It's still the early days of taking advantage of HTML5. HTML5 give you cleaner structure, give you different input element type. You click on it, you can have a calendar. Give you JavaScript API that you don't need jQuery anymore. There's a new stuff that's more agreed upon everywhere. Even the $sign is in there. Be careful, it's not jQuery. Make sure you have jQuery if you want to use jQuery syntax. So yeah, so WebSockets is now in all the browsers, so it's really powerful because it gives you this real-time communication. And the days when Flash was popular, there was no WebSocket, and it's more like Flash socket. If you really want to do this, you have to embed some Flash onto the page and then have to go through the Flash socket.
So what did IRC?
Yeah, there are different other types of communication protocol, and it's out of scope for our class. So there are different like XMPP chat. There's IRC has this way. It's really cool old ways. Even like Slack, WebSockets is one of the ways, and sometimes you have to build support for multiple ones. So depending on how secure the connection is, how slow or fast, and you can use one. If it fails, you use another one. Video streaming, chatting, these are all real-time stuff that you never rely on one technology. You tend to see support for different ones. So it's just WebSocket get us to do a lot of things that we can do. It's go quite far. The most mainstream, and it's supported across platforms. If you use some of the other protocol, Google implements chat its own way. Slack does it a different way. So that's why sometimes if you go to places with VPN, even now, Facebook and Google, like the way they do chat is completely different. The back-end technology for them. So quite different, right? Sometimes they have some shared part. Here's a cool thing. It's really about a combination of technologies. Chat, real-time. So you expect this to be a real-time connection for chat, right? When I was in China, I can receive Facebook messages, but I cannot send. Can someone guess why?
Stay more to the servers there.
Come again?
The internet.
Yes, it's censored. But why is it one way?
They're just blocking the outgoing.
They block both ways, no?
They block both ways?
The thing is they don't block push notification. So when the server send a push notification, actually they block, but it's not entirely. So when they send push notification to my phone, Facebook can send some extra information. So Facebook actually send the person's username and message. And then on my phone, even though connecting cannot load any messages from the server, but anything that comes from push notification, there's a trigger in the app that also just render, very similar to your JavaScript call when you receive it, render, and I get all these happy birthday messages. I cannot reply. And then it's powerful because oh, that's cool. Because if you want to build a chat app, maybe you don't need any of this, just use push notification. When you send to someone, actually I helped G build that part a few months ago. It's like that because we've just discovered that, oh, interesting, there are some push notification types there's a quiet type, there's a noisy type, like you pop up a bell, it's like ding, with the banner here, or you can put a sound, and message drop out. You can even in the background. Oh, that's cool. The server can just send me information whenever I need. So push notification may be enough. So that's only one technology though. Sometimes that push notification is not reliable. Sometimes you open your app and it's something that it sends a push notification for something that you should have received 2 hours ago. It got held up somewhere. It's common. Then it's not good. So whatever comes first, right? Redundancy. You display it now. Next time someone push notification send you display that. Oh no, I display already. No need you. No. Yeah. But this week is first we learn how to do this bit in the lab. I want you to feel good that you can create an announcement somewhere and all users can get that announcement. That's nice. You all can do Rails generate model announcement, body, and then Rails generate controller announcement. And now just go and create a form, create an announcement, and all the users get that announcement. We can do it, right? Something like that. But next, chatting is more difficult because when I'm chatting in room 1, I only want room 1 to receive the messages, right? For room 1. And then in room 2 over there, I should not send that. So if I have 2 browsers open on my computer, room 1 and room 2, I should not get my messages sent to me from room 1 to room 2, vice versa. You have to narrow that. Web notification, the first one, the dot. When you have a new unread message, you only want to send to that user, specifically that user. I don't want to send to you, that Stan has 10 unread messages, right? Cool, so keep that in mind. We will start first, a very basic one. One thing that's called, one channel, and then everything just go through there, just like this. One channel called announcement. And then after that, we'll send some parameters to narrow things down. Okay? Okay, let me do live coding. Okay, you can take a look at this first, by the way. I'm gonna get some water. Stop the